So we are back for another fun-filled day of adventure with the Buggies. Today we are working on this guy.
This one's a friend of ours, Buggy, that he has had for a while. You might see it in a few of our older videos, just sitting around the shop. Unfortunately, it has been sitting outside for a few years because our friend that owns this buggy has not had time nor money to work on it. But he has a little bit of money and has asked us to do some work on it. So, as you see, we've started with cleaning some of the stuff out of it. It has been sitting outside for almost 3 years. So we're going to see about getting this thing cleaned up and at least fired up so we can test and see how the transmission is doing. This is just a little bitty 1200 motor that's in this. He is picking up a new motor for it, and that is why we're kind of getting back into this again. He found another motor for it. So we need to see how this transmission's going. He never actually had this thing fully functioning. So our goal today is hopefully to take it for a drive, see how that transmission is, and then start cleaning up and getting stuff repaired, because there is a lot that needs to be repaired on this.
So what's the first thing we got to do to get this thing running again, Nate?
Well, we pulled spark plugs yesterday and put some PB blaster down the cylinders just to help give her some lube, because she has been sitting outside half uncovered with the motor and everything. So just to make sure she turns over well, we PB blastered those cylinders. So I think the first thing's going to be first is to get our splash trays down, and then get a battery in this thing and maybe turn her over. Turn her over by hand some, turn her over with the starter a few times. We definitely want to get our splash trays down so we don't destroy our floor.
Yeah, I've got the battery on the charger right now, so the battery will be a little bit.
So we should be able to, well, hell, like I was just saying, get our splash trays down. These guys, right here. Because this might make a little bit of a mess. Scott, you want to grab me another loose one of these? Oh, thank you. Try to keep stuff from flying out of here. All right. Made it a lot easier than it was last night. Yeah. Well, she is free spinning. So now we'll just crank her over with the starter, make sure everything's blowing out of those cylinders from the PB blaster. Then we'll clean up some spark plugs, get them back in, and see if this guy wants to fire up.
Sunset.
At least this one has a decent access for the battery box. Unlike mine where you got to pull a seat out.
Well, I got to pull my seat as well.
Yeah, but your seat's on quick release.
Well, that's true. My battery's underneath my seat.
Mine's behind my seat, but I got to pull the seat out to get to it. Ignition's on. All right, and we're recording.
Neutral, right? Yeah?
Looks like it.
Ready?
Yep. Hit it.
Nada.
Nada?
Not even the fuel pump's coming on now.
Oh, wait a minute here. How about now? What did we do?
Oh.
Ground.
Fuel pump's working.
We're just not getting enough connection. Oh, that battery cable is... Yeah, we might have to tighten that battery cable down. So this is here, we'll just grab 13 and a half. Oop, that's the 11.
Still nada.
And that's a... Jesus, I'm doing great here.
Too big.
Well, and I tried grabbing the 13 and a half. And at first I grabbed the 11 and the 9/16. Now I grab the 13 and the 9/16.
You're struggling today.
Doing great here.
Did you get enough coffee this morning?
I have no idea here, I guess. So, there's the half.
Even still, the starter's not even trying.
Yeah, but it might not have the power.
Oh, so I need to bring the charger back over here and let it charge over here, you think? Probably?
Well, I'm just seeing if it's getting... Because this positive is very, very loose.
Because we can check and see what actually ended up in the battery, too.
It should be fine.
I got 12, so yeah, it should be fine. It should be more than enough to get it to crank.
All right, you want to try it again?
Nada.
Nothing. No wonder. Do we have... Here, take this from me, because I just about did it with this. And grab me an old screwdriver, would you?
Don't you arc my new...
No, I'm not arcing the new ones. So, now, this should do it even with the key off. I'm getting nothing.
Tap on it?
Wonder if we got too much corrosion somewhere.
I mean, you were getting spark and everything.
Yeah, but no spark.
Bring you guys over here.
No spark. So let's grab the 7/16 and a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna pull this battery cable back off of both ends. I'm gonna clean it. Maybe we'll clean up this ground because it could be a bad ground as well. So let's clean up all these contacts.
This is the only cleaner in my box. Nate, I don't know if you want this one, but...
Well, battery terminal cleaner?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need the wire wheel for cleaning this stuff. The terminals on this thing aren't bad, it's the... might be the connections. Well, I guess we could run them in there too, huh?
Well, those terminals didn't look all that corroded.
No, the terminals themselves didn't, but the battery ends.
Oh. Well, see, this isn't the wire brush style, it's the scraper style.
Oh, is that my holy hogger out?
Yep. Guess I can go look in here and see if there's a different one.
Oh, this guy could use a little bit of a hogging out too.
Well, I'll give it to you and you can do whatever you want with it.
Don't necessarily like that one, but...
Well, as long as you're not overzealous with it, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Just don't go ham.
Yeah, don't get stupid with it.
Ow. Yeah, I'm not finding any other terminal cleaner.
That's okay. This guy's been hammered on. The whole top edge was collapsed so bad I could barely get the terminal cleaner in here.
Oh, really?
I have noticed that every once in a while that, like, with the, if we're both using headsets, that sometimes it'll take a minute to shut off.
Yeah.
Even with me and you.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well.
Oh yeah, it's got some corrosion to her. Nice, shiny, clean. There we go.
Of course, the first thing I do is miss.
Of course. That's how it works. That guy's on there tight. Let's do her up. All right, see what we get now. Still nothing.
Nada.
Here, go ahead and turn that ignition back on. All right. Give me the hammer for the anvil over there. I'm gonna give this guy some tappy tappies. See if we get anything. It sounds like we're losing voltage in a hurry here.
Well, let me put the meter back on that battery and see. Maybe we just don't have the...
We made it to have the cranking amps.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Have the voltage, but not the cranking amps. Just 10-9.
Well, I guess I'll roll the charger out here. And let that guy charge for a little while.
Roll the charger out and let her kick it up on high. See if we get anything. See if we get anything on jump start, because otherwise we might have to pull the starter.
I gotcha. And I'm gonna have to come over here. And where I'll go. Oh, come on. There we go. I might have to adjust that. I just kicked it up to 40 amps just to try and throw some power in it before we jump start it, or at least see if it'll jump start off of this.
Is 40 amp? Is that your jump start setting or
No,
just the high
that's the
voltage?
medium.
We'll go ahead and hit the key. See if you get anything different with the.
Not of there.
But I mean, it seriously sounds like we're not. Ignition's still on.
I know. Now we're on jump. And that's all we can do with the battery, but can O'Reilly's test that starter? Like if you took it down to them?
Possibly.
I just don't know exactly what they can do, if they can test that starter or not. I know sometimes they can test alternators. Do they test starters?
Some places do. I know the old Napa used to. But I'm not sure about O'Reilly's.
So right now our current plan is to pull the starter out, see if it's seized up, see if we can't get it to do anything on the bench or whatever. Since we can't get it to turn over or nothing to power, we're going to pull it, take a look, and see what we can figure out.
I think I need a 17.
It's not the right starter bolt, is it?
No. Remember, right, this top starter bolt is a very special bolt.
Yeah, it's got a different flanged head on it because it insets into that starter.
Yeah.
We can get them. I know where to order them.
This one's just got a really long proper thread because the proper nut goes onto it. The 17 millimeter nut goes onto it. Still got that guy on jump start?
No.
I'm gonna put it on jump start. Oh, this one might not even do it.
Yeah, it might not like that. Yeah, it straight up turned itself off. You are on jump start now.
Yeah, it's not. It's too new. It's not going to do it. I forgot. That's the new one. That's the. If it's below voltage, it won't do anything. We need the old one. Uh-huh.
Well, it's now I am.
But it's supposed to be our grinding room. Looks more like a storage locker, but all right.
The right knob. No. Now you're on high voltage right there.
Yes. Come on. Let me get in here. So we know that guy's good.
So I'm going to guess that we've never had enough cranking amps in that battery.
I'm going to say yes.
That's
either that or we got something weird going on.
Well, I don't know why it would produce power out there, but not in here. So, I mean, that might have to sit on that charger overnight. I mean, I could crank it up to the high setting for a little while. I'm just usually not.
Why don't you bring out that guy and hook it up to here? Unfortunately, I trust the older shit before I trust this new shit.
Yeah, but this will tell me if it's charging, and it's charging, so.
Yeah.
And it's on 40 amp now, so it's gonna charge. So we'll just have to leave it like that for a little bit. See what happens, I guess.
Yep. That's a lot cleaner. It killed everything.
Yeah. That just verifies that the battery is the problem. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't like it. This thing's all mad.
But we actually got it to turn over that time. So some of it could have been all this ground shit. Being all rusty and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I shouldn't move that this ground wire here to this stud.
You could.
Because then they're together and it's running straight, that's running straight to the motor. And it's a body ground and a motor ground all in one. Hold on, don't do it again yet. Let me get this moved. This was the contact on the ground. All right, now you should be able to turn it back on.
All right, charging again. What are you doing there, Nate?
Getting the dumb dealt with here because they took the plate that used to mount this seat into the buggy and welded to the bolts seat sliders. So I'm having to cut the welds to get the seat sliders off so I can save the bolt holes in the seats.
And it'll help you lower the seats, which is what he needed to do in here. Lower that driver's seat a little bit.
Yeah, but these sliders on there, the driver seats, that's way too high for probably anybody but a midget.
You know, I bet you it would be really helpful you threw a new blade on that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to use up this one. And honestly, half these welds are crap. Like the last time, I cut one side of one of them, and the other side, when I was playing with the one back here, this one here just came off.
Just fell off.
Like that.
Well, that's one way to do it.
It works. We know at least one of them's coming out. Hey, 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 hey. Oh. A little bit of dumbassery. Alright, well, I shouldn't need any of this anymore. So, one seat rescued from somebody's foolery. And I actually like these seats. Wish my buggy had these seats.
Now you got to figure out how you're going to put it back in there.
Well, we also need the person to size it.
Well, that's true.
So, but with taking that off, that should have automatically dropped a good 2 inches or so out of that seat.
Still looks higher than the passenger side, but that's probably because of the angle the passenger's at.
Yes, the passenger's angled back pretty good. I mean, I'm not a small guy, not a big guy. And that, well, that's pretty good. It's not actually not that bad for even a guy my size. I think he's scrawnier, but around the same height. Would you say he's shorter, taller?
No, I'd say he's about our height and probably about your shoulders, so...
Yeah. So that's... I wouldn't say that's bad at all right there. So if we could mount it down, I mean, that's pretty comfortable. Pedals, clutch. Get your hands underneath if you need to.
Now, just sitting there in that seat, can you reach those turning brakes?
Sorta.
Sorta. Well, I was just wondering if you had a
If
harness.
you had a, that's why I was.
Yeah.
If you had a little slack in your harness, you could reach them pretty well. So. do think we need to find a different shifter top, because somebody's welded a bunch of boogery on this one.
Well, we know we can get a bolt with the right thread.
Yeah. Tell you what, with that thing being that short though, it is there. There's no play with that sucker short like that. So, but our friend's supposed to be here at some point, so we will try to size this to him. Make sure he's got enough clearance here, because sometimes we run with helmets, so we want to make sure we got enough clearance for helmets and all. And like I said, he's supposed to be here some point here, so we will get it sized to him, so that way when we have him for a reference when we are remounting this seat.
Hopefully. Hopefully he shows up. He better show up. Alright, so the battery's been on the charger for a while now. At least a little bit.
Yep.
And we're hoping that it might actually work now. I guess I can go over here with this, so we can see if the engine's going to do something.
See if this thing will actually spin over. I'm just going to kick this guy up to high while we're doing this, so we get a good rotational here, hopefully.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's turning, isn't it?
oh yeah.
Okay. I thought I seen stuff coming out on this side. Get anything coming out on the other side yet?
Yeah, there's a little bit.
What's that?
There's a little bit of whatever coming out. PV blaster or...
Probably. Oh yeah, looks like this side had a bit come out there. But that's why we had these up here for splash screens. Yeah, nothing splashed. You got it dripping.
Turn that off a high, turn that back down. And so what, we can put the spark plugs back in and...
Yeah, see if it'll electric fire.
I don't know that I'd put those there, because we'll forget them there.
Forget that they're there.
Yeah.
They just ride around.
I mean...
Kind of like my little magnet did on the top of your buggy for years.
Yeah. Oh, you never went and got fuel, did you?
No, I didn't. Do we have any?
There's going to be a little bit in Mom's tent. You can pilfer a tiny bit of fuel from her, but I don't have any. Oh, in the cabinet. In the cabinet, there'll be some mixed gas.
Well, that's actually probably perfect for restarting this after so long.
Yeah.
Mixed gas will help it get that little bit of lubrication on the cylinders. So it looks like most of our stuff came out of this cylinder here, which is, I think, passenger side front, that'd be 1?
I think so. Sounds right. Yeah, the tin says number 1, assuming the tin's on the right side.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I don't think this motor's ever been played with, so...
Well, not by us, at least.
Well, I don't think it's been played with by anybody by looking at it. But I can see a PB blaster, and this one just got a little bit of goo. But, you know, I didn't put that much PB blaster in there, so there must have been some water or something in there.
You put a pile of PB blaster in there. Well, I think there was water in that one anyways. So wasn't that the one with the messed up spark plug?
Yeah. Still on there. Alrighty. Oh.
That might actually not be mixed. That might just be regular gas there.
All right.
It might be that little one.
The little one's mixed?
I think the little one's mixed.
So what I might do is just put a little bit of that in here. Make sure it picks it up. And then we'll use a little bit of mixed. To prime it with. So let's grab your fancy can here. Nothing wrong with a fancy can. These are better than half of these new safety cans out there.
I agree with you there.
Woohoo! There's a little bit in the nozzle. Hopefully that's enough for it to pick up. I didn't put a whole lot in there. You ready to see if we can make some noise? Way too much. I guess that vent tube or that carburetor is probably plugged.
Just as I choke. Turn it off. This thing's just dumping fuel into it.
What is?
the carburetor, I can see it just spraying fuel. If you look here, I'll turn it on for a second, Nate. But right here, out of this one, it's just spraying. Stop.
No. So if I go like that, all right, turn the key back on, would you?
Oh.
All right. I'd say timing might be off.
Yep.
Ooh, hey. Something's leaking there too.
I was so right.
So maybe try turning her over again, and I'll play with this, see if we can actually get her to fire.
We should have checked if we were even getting spark before we put the spark plugs back in.
Well, we can check it without pulling them again, so.
You know more?
Yeah, go for it. We're getting spark because we're getting smoke. Go ahead. We may have to check timing all the way through.
Pull number one, find top dead center number one. I have the key off.
Yeah.
Well, and then while you had number one out, you could check spark on number one because it wasn't at the messed up one.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to check for spark. Come on. All right. Oh yeah. Good spark.
Closing this. The sun is feeding in for
I'm gonna grab our big crescent wrench there and turn this guy over.
timing marks. They're about to come up.
Okay.
There.
I have yet to feel compression.
They're right there.
Yep. I see them. Keep going.
There's the timing marks again.
But keep going.
There's timing marks again.
I guess we're not going off of compression. Because evidently this motor has set long enough. There is no compression on that one.
I guess not.
So let's
You find. Oh, you're.
just pop in
Yeah.
the cover. Come on, come on. Here we go.
I remember us setting the valves on this a very long time ago.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and rotate? All right, there's exhaust. Intake. Nothing.
There's our marks.
There we are. That's top dead center. A little bit tight. So now,
Need a screwdriver to pop the cap. I gave you one already.
it's on the seat. Or no, it might be over here on the floor.
I have no idea what you have done with it.
Should be right there on the floor.
No, there's a drill there. Oh, it's way under the buggy. That's why I can't find it. There you go.
So, that guy right there is number one. And that guy there is number one's right here. That's correctamundo. So we should have one. So that's 1, 4. Oh, nope, that's 3.
Yeah, that is 3.
There's part of our problem.
Didn't we have this running?
We did. 1, 4, 1, 4, 3, 2.
I wonder if we just straight up weren't running on 2 cylinders then.
Could have been. No, you want to turn the key on for a second? Got it. All right, go ahead. With all the crap with. Go ahead.
What?
Said, holy shit, the accelerator pump's working.
Is it squirting?
Yeah. It's trying to.
Might need to give it a little more fuel. Remember, you turned the Peacock off.
Yeah.
Because it was leaking.
Oh, yeah, that too. Just gonna give this a little vice grip garage carburetor tuning. That float's evidently stuck. I opened that and it instantly started dumping.
So you need a rebuild kit for your carburetor at the very least.
Yeah, all right. It's a stuck float is what that is. Causing the carburetor to overfill.
That's not a... Looks like it's leaking around the accelerator pump too.
Mm-hmm. But amazingly, if you look right down there on this little hook piece, whoop! It just geysered and blew it out of there. So, oh great! Now we got a piece of the carburetor down the intake.
You're losing carburetor pieces down the carburetor throat.
So it looks like we're taking the carburetor off.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, we know we're turning over. We got a little bit of try.
Yeah.
There was a couple times that it...
Well, I think some of that is washing the PV blaster and everything out of the cylinders.
Yeah, could be. But
the gas has to overwhelm the amount of other shit that's in.
Well, I understand that, but it would have been nice if it would have tried a little bit harder than it did.
Yes, I agree.
But
do we have any starting fluid?
Maybe.
Oh, actually, we gotta.
If we have any, it'd be in here.
I need a flashlight.
I do not have any actual starting fluid, but I have brake cleaner.
It could work.
I'd kind of like to not use up my last bottle of brake cleaner, though. Yeah, I think you'll just have to get some starting fluid between now and next weekend.
Gotta take that carburetor off anyways.
Well,
see that part.
do you see any numbers on it? Because you're going to want to get a rebuild kit ordered for it.
This is a 1. Somebody just wrapped that around.
Okay. I mean, I guess. We should have a spare screw floating around here somewhere. If not, I know we can order them. I just got to remember what to type in to get them to come up correctly.
Do you believe there's one right there holding the other end of the cable too?
There very well could be.
What do we have here? 1/2 inch?
I imagine it's metric.
What's that?
Imagine it's metric.
Yeah. Which would mean 13. Are you gonna grab a whoop?
Your flathead should take that off.
Guess that works.
So
I don't know.
it must be a block that's threaded instead of a stud that goes all the way through.
I thought it was a stud that went all the way through.
I did too. That's why I was surprised when you... Is it that?
Mm-hmm.
What the F?
I think it just broke. I might need to go. This guy should have these little tiny got it broke loose. I just can't rotate it anymore.
So I think this is a stud with a nut run all the way down on one side of it.
Yeah. That is broken.
Yeah.
Or just screwed into the aluminum. I have no...
Yeah, I mean, what is this stuff on the end of it? I don't know. Kind of weird. It's, this thing here. There was this, like, chalky stuff on this end. So...
It's like a pink chalky stuff. Don't understand that at all. mean, I do remember that this is a riser that we put on here.
Did we put that riser on there?
Yes, we did.
Oh, whoops.
Because this had a 6-volt generator. We swapped into the 12-volt generator and had to put a riser on it for the carburetor. Kind of like when we did your 12-volt alternator conversion. How we had to put yours on a riser. The only other thing I could think of would be to pull the spark plugs and clean them off again.
I mean, do you think you're going to need to?
Well, because remember how...
Only one of them was really bad.
Yeah, but the PB blaster and everything down in the cylinders.
No. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get it started that day, but we did get it started eventually. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like, hit that share. We'll see you next time.